What's up, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of Chronicles con el Doble. Today we have two guests. I want to welcome you guys, Shalise and Bex.
Thank you.
All right, guys. So I know we're doing this podcast. You guys are having a big event for strictly for men, right?
Yeah,
Yes.
For men.
strictly for men.
So
Yes.
so no, you're not going to allow any women into the event. It's just for men.
It's just for
Um,
men.
Okay.
There is women, and it's just me, Britt, and Shalise, and we'll be the three attending.
Okay. And Britt wasn't able to be here today due to her feeling sick, and hope she gets better. But tell us, who is Bex? First
Bex.
of all, for the people that don't know who Bex is, let us know who Bex is.
Bex is a lot of things.
Okay.
So I've been in the barbering industry going on 12 years. I am a freelance artist. I also do photography. I am involved with the community, and now I am onto these projects of creating these events to help people.
Okay. Okay. And you that's interesting. You said that you are involved with the community. What type of
So I do charity events to give back. We have one coming up here at Paul Mitchell, and when they do that, they give back to different organizations. So I was invited to do that to judge. In the past, I've done charity events where people will pay a fee just to watch some of us artists like create art, and we've given back to the last one I did was a sex traffic organization, and we gave money to contribute to that profit. And then I give back where we do haircuts. Once a year we do it, and it's out in the park, and it's not fun because it's really hot. And I give back in the community that way. So those are just a few ways that I give back, and also these events that are that we are involved in right now.
That's awesome. That's that's great to hear. God bless you for doing that. And
Thank
you know, right now that you said that it's not. I remember working in the shop. The guy never wanted to turn on the AC. I don't know why, but he just like, no, it's not cold. It's not hot in here. I'm like, bro, I'm sweating. I'm sweating bullets. Like,
Yeah.
And then the clients would be sweating.
The hair sticks
and
on there. You can't even cut hair.
I'm a barber, so
Yeah.
I already know how it is when the client's sweating, and then you're trying to like cut them up, and the hair's getting stuck, and it's just like,
Okay, and then you have to apologize for your body heat. Like, I'm sorry. I promise I put deodorant on today. I promise. I'm all trying hard not to lift my arm all the way.
You're all cutting with the scissors like this, T-Rex.
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
I do have short arms, so I'm getting called T-Rex anyways.
All right, Shalise, and tell us who is Shalise?
Yeah, so Shalise. I'm Shalise Ramirez. I'm a skin and beauty specialist and the owner of Sleep Beauty, located in Salt Lake City. I'm newer in the industry, so I've only been in the industry for 1 year. But I've always had a passion for helping people, and anything that I did in life, any career, I was always involved with helping people. And so I really want to get into a space where I'm doing more of that and more involved in the community. So through We Are Utah, I'm able to be in that position to do so.
Okay, and I know you guys. Right now, you said that you're trying to do more events. You guys did one for strictly women as well.
Women, yes.
Yeah, we did.
Okay. How was the results for that? Since and the reason why I'm asking what was the results for that is because you guys are going to be doing a men's one, and is it kind of the same thing? The men's and the women's.
It's a little bit different.
This one's gonna be even more amazing. The wear her was amazing, but this one we just stepped it a few notches
Okay.
up.
It went really well. I think we weren't fully prepared we knew it was going to be a success, but we did not know how much of an impact it actually was going to be. It kind of blew us away by the impact it made with the women who attended that event and what they were going through, and just real life struggle and challenges, and that we were able to help them with through that event. And a lot of them reached out to us and kind of let us know how much of an impact it made in not only their lives, but in their careers and business. A lot of them were kind of on the brink of just giving up or closing their businesses. And we kind of gave them like renewed hope and inspiration and motivation to keep like pushing forward.
Okay. Awesome. That's cool. So what inspired you guys to do this networking event for men?
Well, for me, when I met Shalise, we also met through a networking event. So that's one thing I do want to push, why we even created the networking event, because we met, and I believe when we do that and we work together and we do collaborations, that we can do something impactful than just being behind the chair and her as an esthetician, that we can do more from our platform and our business to give back. So the idea was women pouring into women. So when we did the men's event, it was the same concept. So when we did this, not only I wanted to empower networking in business, but I don't want to say self-help, but I want to encourage and inspire women also, because I feel like, what good is it for you to be successful, but you aren't successful within yourself?
Yeah.
Because I know many people that have everything and they feel like they have nothing. And I know people that have nothing and they have everything.
Yeah.
And so I noticed, with men, especially as a barber, that I see men in a different lens than most women. And I know that there is, in fact, a cry for help. In suicide, the high statistic is men. And I believe also a minority, because of culture, a lot of men suppress depression and things that they're going to mentally. A lot of men put their wives and their children at the forefront, and no one ever asks if they're okay.
And I think also that all three of us have a pretty male dominant clientele. Mm-hmm. So we often kind of we see how limited men have the outlets to talk about health, resources, life challenges, just different life changes. And I think society also will teach men to tough it out or to kind of hold it in. And so we kind of wanted to change that. And we seen that there was a need for that in the community. So through this event, we wanted to kind of open up a space for men to have real conversations about these things and build a community and have access to the right resources. Yeah. So if men have a strong support system and the right resources, they're really going to kill it in life.
Yeah.
And so we really wanted to bring that, and it's not always just about business. It's about building a stronger community and a healthier community too.
Yeah, that's amazing. I thought your guys' event was more, like come network, and so that's really different. I like that. Mm-hmm. I think, and we said this on. It's funny that we said this on my last podcast. Mm-hmm. I asked the guys when we started the podcast, like, hey, so how you guys been? How's your summer been? Summer's coming to an end, and everyone's like, oh yeah, good. And then one of the guys was like, do you always hear the same thing when someone asks a guy, how are you, or how are things? We always say, oh, we're good.
Yeah.
But deep down inside, there's probably, you're going through struggles, and I think, I've had friends, close family members, commit suicide, and you would never, ever, ever think that anything was wrong with them. They just, as men, I just feel like men hide it so well that there's certain people even that are so close to them that don't know what's really going through their head. And it's sad. Yeah. So I love what you guys are going to be doing with this. And there's a lot of people that don't talk, and just keep it to themselves. So I think that's awesome that you guys are doing that.
And sometimes for us, I feel like sometimes we're the only person that they open up to. they won't open up to a lot of family or friends, but sometimes we're the only outlet for them.
Okay, so and you're a barber, right?
Yes.
You're and cosmetology. You do a
I
little
both.
bit. Okay,
both,
but you're
mostly barber.
mainly men.
Mainly
and
men.
I don't know how your style of work is, but for me, I've told this to my wife. I've said it in different podcasts. As barbers, we're almost like therapists, exactly.
Underpaid therapists.
And sometimes I feel like I just take in so much, and it kind of overwhelms me. So sometimes I feel like I need to go like on like for me it'd be like, I don't know, maybe go buy something, you know, or kind of like, I don't know, just like kind of let everything go, right? We had this guy in at my old shop next door. He was a chairman. I don't know if you guys know. He does like the cleanings, and he does like all that stuff. But one time he's like, Art, you need like these little protection bracelets, and you need, you know, and he's like, because you have people come and tell you all kinds of stuff, negative stuff, you know, and we carry that. So, I mean, I guess that could also work, you know, for you guys, that sometimes you need to go to events like this to kind of take everything, you know, that you're holding in.
So, I do want to go back and rewind a little bit about going and telling people. For some men, they may have, but the majority of men, it's not that they can't tell their significant other, but they won't. And men some do have friends, but they're not going to tell them. And so, and that's why I want to do it. I've had a client that unalived himself a couple years ago, and no one knew what he was going through.
Yeah.
But I did, and I actually spoke at his funeral, a barber. And it's crazy that I knew more
about him
than his family. And they knew who I was, because he would talk to them about me.
Yeah.
But nobody knew what he was going through, and I did. So that's a lot on us. When I first started in the industry, that's one thing that was hard for me. I would carry all that. But now, being years into it, now I know how to navigate that. And I'm glad we're talking about like cleaning, but like, I don't know if a lot of people know this is faith-based. When I started the women's, I'm like, okay, God, I believe you have me here. What do you want me to do? I have a platform now. I have resources. I said, I have connections. What do you want me to do? And all this happened like this. And I'm like, like the support was unreal.
Yeah.
And then Brittany said, hey, some guys I feel like are getting jealous. And they're like, they're like, why don't they do anything for us?
They wanted him to be a part of it.
Yeah, and this is why we were still planning the We Are Her. So like all night, it just was heavy on me all night. And I'm like, all right, God, do you want me to do this? And I'm like, I didn't want to. I still don't want to, by the way. And then that next morning, it was hard. I'm like, fine, we're going to do it. I told ladies, we're going to do a men's event after this. And so I feel like everything is based on that, because I don't want to do it. And I told God, I don't want to do it because of the responsibility, because we're speaking into men's lives. They're taking this home with them. I don't take that lightly. That's crucial to me, what they receive.
Yeah.
It's very intentional.
It's very, when we first started with the We Are Her, when we were having meetings, the first things that I said, this is intentional. This is like on purpose. We're moving everything. And because I didn't want to do it, I'm like, all right, God, you better bring me the people, because I don't want to do this.
And they came.
And still. Mm-hmm. And I'm going to tell you, when we did the We Are Her event, I think we planned the whole thing and without $1.
Mm-hmm.
Till the very end we did the whole planning, almost 2 months without $1, huh?
Yeah.
Till the very end. Awesome. So that's just kind of like, you know what I mean? There is a plan here. Yeah. And I do want people to be successful. It is networking, it is business, but it's more than. Yeah. So the past 2 days, those 2 words, more than, has been in my heart. Crazy. I'm all, why? So I'm like, okay, I get it. So now with the men's event, we have a panel, and I spoke to all of them this week. I said, whatever you're going to pour out into these men, I want to start it with more than ... And then you guys, however you're going to put that out there. And it's crazy, because that's what it is. This is more than us. I told the women when we did this one, we're going to move forward. This has nothing to do with us. This is not for clout. This is not for exposure. And it's not about us.
Yeah.
And that's just one thing. And it's been like that. Going into this men's event, we continue, and it is more than us.
That's awesome. That's really awesome. I think a lot of people can benefit from it. Like I said, as a barber, it's like you said. I've had clients come in and tell me problems that they just opened up, and like they weren't, I don't think they did it like for them to make me feel, like feel bad, but it's more like and they create this connection where they just become like, every time they come in, they open up about more things, right? Like, I used to be, or I was at a shop on 33rd. I had 6 chairs in there, and I had this spot, and this is where I did the SMP. But when I transitioned from my old spot, obviously there was more barbers there, and I came here, I felt like clients even opened up more because it was more like a one-on-one.
Yes.
It was more one-on-one, and we didn't, like, no one else is in here, no one else is hearing us, and it's things that I don't even go and tell, the wife or my family or the kids. But a lot of guys do go through depression because they're not financially well, or they're having problems with the spouse, but they think that because, and I always try to tell them, hey man, like, think of us like we're like, that's how I see all my clients, like family, like like brothers, like, and the thing is that I want them to feel like they're able to talk about anything with me, right?
Yes.
And that's what sometimes makes it the connection that I have with my clients. Some I've had for years, since I was cutting out of my mom's house, back in 2008, that are still with me. And if I go out of town or whatever, they won't go anywhere else because they're like, no, Art, like, yeah,
they'll put a hat on.
Like, Art, like,
Mine will put a hat on.
You're just, it's just a thing that there's a connection you create with.
And I want to say this too, as barbers, right? Like, we spend so much time. I'm pretty sure you have weekly clients too, day in, day out. Like, sometimes they'll come in and we'll finish off the conversation where we left off last time. But I think the worst thing right now, I think with barbers, is that they look at everybody as a dollar sign, and not as a person, as a human being. Want to know how you are, how's your family, how's your wife, how's your children, how's your grandmother, how are you coping, how's work, or is everything going? Because a lot of men stress when it comes to careers, jobs. They stress so much, and they don't really tell anybody what they're going through, And so I don't think a lot of barbers understand what we do. It's just not a haircut.
And I think with
this is like, this is so psychological, because I've learned about people with the right questions. I don't want to say dissect, but dissect like how they think.
Or like you pick their
I like to pick their brain. And you got to understand, we have like so many different character traits, so many different personalities. We deal with so many different lifestyles in our chair. And when they've been with us for years, like, they get to know us, we get to know them, right? They're actually our therapists too sometimes, which is weird. But it's like, I've learned more about myself through people.
Yep.
And so I feel like a lot of it is psychological. This is why I'm moving forward with this events, because I've learned so much about how people think. I'm like, oh, I got to do something. Yeah. I can't just be a barber behind this chair and have this platform and not push it out and do something with it.
Yeah.
So I feel like it's very much psychological.
Yeah.
And I want to say, just being an esthetician, it's really similar to barbering too, because I do get that one-on-one time with my clients. They're in a safe space. They come in to relax. But they also, I feel like they have so much built up that they just want to just release it all.
Yeah, decompress.
And,
they just go and
they just talk about everything, and everything that they kind of don't feel comfortable with talking to other people about. Mm-hmm. So you build that bond and you build that relationship with them.
And because you're like one-on-one, mm-hmm. they have that comfort. Like, because I met a barbershop with a studio, but I've known clients, like, they wouldn't even talk.
Yeah.
And then I went to a studio, they don't stop talking.
Yeah.
I know, and mine's a relaxing space.
Exactly.
So
I can see how they like.
I want them sometimes to stop
a
talking,
safe space,
so they could relax with their treatments. But they just want.
They have a lot, yeah.
But there's a lot of people, and I've learned this from experience. Like I said, I've been cutting since 2008, but a lot of the times, if you build a relationship with that client, they don't even care what the haircut looks like. Mm-mm. They really.
I love that you said that.
They really just come in and
they like you,
and they come in
for you.
They come in and they just want to talk, and it's like, oh, here's a mirror. I don't need to see it. They just hop off the chair.
That's why I think it's so important that as barbers don't look at them like a dollar sign, but an actual person.
Yeah,
there's longevity in a lifetime client than treating them like a dollar sign.
Yeah,
I bet some of them they don't even know the last name of their clients. They don't know details. Their favorite restaurant. Or, you know what I mean? Their grandmother, what happened at her birthday party. Like, it's a little, if we just, like, sit and listen.
I've had clients that they're like, they come in, like, for example, like I have weeklies. I have sometimes 2 times a week that they come in. I have clients that come in once a month. And then I have those clients that get a haircut. They let it grow out for 2 months and they come back. Yeah. But for those that, like, come in like on the monthly basis, they'll come in like, oh yeah, I'm going on vacation, I'm going down to Cancun, or oh yeah, I'm gonna go. So then when they come back, I always ask them like, hey, how was your vacation? How was Cancun? They're like, I told you about that.
Exactly. Exactly.
And they're like, and I've had one client tell me like, damn, Art, like you listen, like you remember that,
Exactly.
Or like the grandma was diagnosed with. I have a client that grandma or some, I think it was grandma was diagnosed with cancer, right? And I ended up asking him like, I'd say maybe like it was months, like almost a year after, right? And I asked him, I was like, hey, how's your grandma doing? And they were like, oh, Art, my grandma's, she's about to die. She's like in a hospice. She's like, Art, thank you for remembering. Thank you for asking, And I feel like things like that matter a lot.
It is.
Just remembering.
Just acknowledging. So, like growing up, like I went through a lot growing up. So I was like not acknowledged. And I know how that feels. But like being behind the chair, I acknowledge people because I know what that feels not to be acknowledged. So I love to be able to like, you know what I mean? Care for people. Yeah. I don't want to say it, but the way I wasn't cared for, like I have an opportunity to care for people because I know what that feels like.
Yeah. It's a sad, sad. It could be really sad, but it could also for us, like I know, I'm kind of gonna go off a little bit off topic. Like I have clients that come in, and right away when they sit in my chair, I always tell them, "What's wrong, bro?" Like
you feel it,
like
know.
Like I know happy you, I know sad you, and I know stressed you, and I know
hungry you.
Exactly,
really well.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like I know when they're happy because I'm like, oh man, how's oh my week's been great, bro. Like so and when I have clients come in and they sit down and I'm like, how you been, bro? Oh, I've been good. Like I know something is in the mix, like something's going on because, and then maybe a few minutes later they come out and they say like, oh, it's because my grandma's in the hospital or a family member's passed away or I know.
Do you think they appreciate when you show that you're
that
concerned and that you actually notice that they're sad?
Yeah.
Do you think they feel like,
I think that's why
this guy, he cares about me?
Yes. Yes. My wife, she's a really great. We were actually at one of her friends, and somebody asked, that she's a really great listener. So I think her friends appreciate that, like, and other people, because even like my sister, her son, like I said, my little nephew passed away, but my sister calls her. She just listens. So I think it's always great to be just to listen and to give people your time, right?
That's why it's so special what we do, though, because do you know how many people don't have that?
Yeah.
Where would she have if she didn't have your wife?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? A lot of people, everybody's so busy on their phone. That's why I like barbering. Like, we're not on our phones. There's interaction, and no one has, real conversations.
Yes.
That's why I like being behind the chair. Because they better not be on their phone.
I noticed with some people, too, just in life in general, they don't listen. And so I know when I interact with some people, sometimes I'm listening to them, and oftentimes they don't ask about me.
Yes.
And so I am naturally a great like listener, and I've noticed how beneficial that is and how comfortable people feel with just opening up to me. I'm a natural healer. And so for me, in a way, this is my way of like giving back, and my purpose in life is to kind of be there for people. So
that's, it's, I feel like, I also feel in the, like, obviously in the beauty industry, barber industry, a lot of people think that the services are expensive, but they don't know that also, like, they don't see our side, right? Like we're, and it's like you said right now, like they don't ask about, because I'm just like, hey dude, like, are you good? Like, hey, like, what do you need? Like, do you need help? I've had a really good friend of mine. This was, and I wish I would be able to go back in time. He took his own life. And only being in, I think, what was it, like right after high school? So he must have been only been like 19, but I just wish, like, I would have been more, the way I am now, where, like, I talk to people, and you mentioned a great point right now too. As barbers, we're not on our phone like cutting hair and like being able to cut. So sometimes, like, when a client messages me and tells me like, hey Art, can you get me in? I see you don't have any spots available. I don't reply back till, like, God, like almost 10 o'clock at night when I'm already going to sleep.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, I already booked I got one of your spots for Tuesday. And I'm like, hey, I'm sorry, bro. Like, I've been busy all day. Same thing. Like, I haven't been able to, I won't reply to, like, my sister. I won't reply to my wife, just because. And then they'll say like, oh, I sent you a message at this time. And I'm like, if you see my message like list, I have like 80 messages, of people that have just like boom, boom, boom. And it's just like,
when people get mad, I'm on, you should see my Instagram, you should see my email. And I tell people my hands are busy. I don't have time like that. I'm with my client all the time, and I'll get to you when I can. And sometimes, honestly, I have to prioritize and have balance, right? So the weekends, I won't answer my clients. They'll have to wait till Monday because I need balance. I do have kids, and I can't take this with me when I'm not working. So when I'm off, I'm off. I'll get back to you during work hours. Yeah. You know what I mean?
We're going to go into a quick break real quick, and we'll be back with the podcast. Hey guys, make sure you go and follow We Are Utah. They've got an amazing event coming up designed to help you level up. This is your chance to connect with power players, fuel your mind, elevate your style, and grow your network. Whether you're an entrepreneur, a professional, or just driven to sharpen your mindset and confidence, this event is built for you, so don't miss it. And when you show up, tell them your boy Art sent you from Chronicles con Doble. Alrighty guys, we're back. So back to what we were talking about right now. I honestly thought this event was going to be like a whole different barbering,
that's why I wanted to do this with you.
It's really different
to get it out
I like
there, what
the
the
whole
concept
of it, exactly. So, and you said it's only for men.
Only for men.
Ages.
Honestly, I would say probably like teen.
And it could be students too. So entrepreneurs, professionals, students. Probably young teens.
But I would say teens.
But everyone involved, besides us as the organizers, will all be men at the event.
Okay.
Everything from
bartender,
I would say teenager to the
okay.
DJ to everything.
Awesome. So, not just barbers, not just anybody.
No. This is for any man.
Any men.
Business, entrepreneurs, career, people that are thinking about school or in school. This is for any man, and it's just for any man. Okay. It's just not. But networking comes like it's different. You don't know.
Yeah.
Like someone could be going to school like for videography, and then hey, and then this business maybe needs a videographer, and so that's just. We don't know what that is.
Is it going to be only, obviously we're speaking English right now, is it going to be for people, anybody that like speaks Spanish that maybe doesn't? Do you guys
I didn't think about that. I do.
Spanish?
I do.
You
I'm
speak Spanish?
fluent.
Yeah.
And so I love that because now you got my wheels turning for next year to do one in Spanish, you know, or bilingual.
I mean, this one can be like
I will say
English, or you know, if maybe you know someone doesn't speak that great of English, maybe there's other people that other people that speak Spanish, you know.
So I like that I like that we brought up the Spanish thing. So this is for everyone. But I really want to push this towards minority because of our culture.
Okay.
Because I was, you know, the way I was raised, like, I ain't like, there's like a lot of machismo. You know what I mean? Yeah. And so I'm pushing this more for minority. But it is for everybody. It is for everybody.
Awesome. Now, I'm not getting paid for this, but I actually just watched, you know, I do a lot of editing. I do a lot of, you know, when I get home sometimes, and the wife was watching a show, and like I had my headphones in, I'm editing, and like I see her get off the bed, and so we have our bed, and you know we have some couches towards the front. I see her get off the bed, and she goes like the movie just got really good, and then and I was like, hold up, what the fuck is happening? So I'm like watching it, and I'm like trying to like damn, like I already like 15 minutes went by on like this editing. I'm like fuck, so I got to go back, but I'm like I got stuck into the movie, and then I'm like. All right, I start editing, and like another good part comes on. So I don't know how many episodes this movie is. I watched the last 2 or 3, but it's a really good movie. It's called Maid. Like you're like, you know, like a cleaning maid. Mm-hmm. It's a really good movie. You guys should watch it. It's an
older one, right?
No, it's a little newer. What
is it?
How you can talk. That's fine.
No, it's new. It's like last year.
Yeah. It's called
Maid. I'll have to look at it.
So
I haven't heard of it.
It's kind of, I think you guys will like it.
Okay.
Like I was like, when are we watching the next episode, you know? And I'm like, God, it's already over, but like it low key made me like, the end made me like shed a tear. Like it was I was like, damn, like and you don't know how many people can really be struggling. How many people can go down that hole, you know? But I like the whole thing. Back to what we were talking now. Yeah. But if you guys, like I said, I'm not getting paid to advertise this movie, but it's called Maid. It's on Netflix. I really recommend it. Check it out. Yeah. Nice. What makes it stand out? Obviously, we kind of already talked about it, but what makes it stand out from other networking events?
I think from networking, because when we say networking, we're automatically thinking business, right? But how many business networking events go where they are pouring into you and speaking life into you? Because I can tell you right now, I know a lot of successful men, but they're very successful because they suppress things that they don't want to deal with inside, so they're distracted by success. They are so busy trying to win, but inside they are broken. So I feel like they use that. Like they use being busy to instead of so they don't have to do any self-reflection. Yeah. And then I feel like also a lot of men are so broken and messed up that they can't even be successful.
Okay. And it's about elevating in all areas of life.
Yes.
So not just business, but just leveling up in life in general with your mindset and your personal growth.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So that's why it's networking, but it's also we want to pour into you. Yeah. We want to help you. We want to help you mentally, emotionally, spiritually. We want men pouring into men that knows what it feels like to struggle and to have a hard time. So that's basically why this networking is different.
Yeah. Okay. What can someone take away from attending your guys' event?
I believe this is gonna help them in different areas of their life. So we, like I said, when we're doing this, we're very intentional, and this is on purpose. And I was trying to do it because I was a guest speaker, my friend was a guest speaker, and so it was like 30 minutes each. I kept it at 30 minutes because I'm like, okay, an hour's good. I don't want nobody falling asleep, getting bored when we're talking. Actually, the feedback was
they wanted more of it. And like, I wanted to hear you speak more. This other person speak more. I wanted to hear more of it. So that kind of surprised us. Because
I was surprised when she told me that. Yeah. I was surprised. So going into this, I'm like, okay, how am I supposed to orchestrate the speakers? How many? Who? and how am I going to organize this, right? So it's something like I prayed about it, right? And so I'm like, bam, okay, we are going to do a panel. And I'm like, how long are they supposed to have? So they'll each have like 25 minutes. And I'm like, okay, what are they going to talk about? Topics. They can't go up there and talk about the same things. So this is the way we're going to do it. We'll have our first panel. They'll be sitting in front of us. He'll be speaking business. The second one will be, and it's kind of revolved around the book, Who Are You? My nephew wrote that. It's self-published. He's actually the owner of the barbershop where I work at.
Okay.
So he will be a guest speaker, and he will be speaking to men, who are you? And one part of his book that I absolutely love is, if everyone stripped you from your titles, who are you? For example, if I was stripped from being a mother, an auntie, a barber, if I were to strip everything, who am I at the core? So he's going to be talking about self-reflection. And then the third one will talk about family and home. So this is an area where men, how can they help their wives? How can they be a better husband? How can they be a better father? Like help with some basic, structure, a foundation in their home, just to be a better man. And so the last one, I actually have a professional therapist coming, because even though I think I'm a therapist, and I'm really good at psychology now, I had to get a professional. So a lot of men want help, but they won't ask for it. So he is going to give just basic fundamentals to help men with everyday life, just to get a foot in the door, just to help them. So they're going to take away a lot in different areas. Like they're going to go away. I hope that they will walk different than when they walk in.
Yeah.
That's my hope.
Yeah.
And just strategies to help them grow in their business, but also tools to protect their mental wealth, and just how to handle stress in life challenges. But I think aside from that, also forming a brotherhood amongst each other and strengthening their mindset, I think, too.
Yeah, I think, I think that's great. I feel like it definitely will. I know there's like, and I don't know if you guys, it's the same thing for girls, but like men in the barbering, I try to support, I try to talk to everyone, but I feel like there's a lot of guys that have like a big ego, and I feel
was gonna say that.
I feel like there's a lot of, and it's not just in the barber industry, it's just everywhere.
Yeah.
Where they see your stuff, they won't like it. They won't, just because they just like, oh, I'm not liking this stuff, or I don't know if it's like a hate thing.
So
I don't. Sorry. Sorry to interrupt, but I just don't know if it's just, But I think this event would be good for people to maybe kind of let go of that ego and
leave the ego at the
So
door.
I do want to say something. So there's an opposite to everything, right? If there's good, there's bad. If there's hot, if there's cold. So what's the opposite of pride and ego? Peace. That peace is something you can't buy.
I was gonna say love, yeah.
Peace and love.
Yeah.
How are you gonna know how to love if you don't have peace, though?
Yeah.
You know how many people walk around in general and they don't even like themselves?
Yeah.
A lot of people have a facade. We walk around, people passing us by, and it's a facade. They can act like they have all the things, beautiful house, car, wife, kids, and they still do not like themselves. Yeah. They don't even know who they are. Yeah. People walk around with no identity.
Yeah.
Why? Pride and ego. You want to know why people don't change? Fear of change. They don't know what that's going to look like.
I know some people that I really don't care if they see it or not, but like some neighbors, that that are kind of like that you're like, hey, and they're just like they look at you, and it's just like, is it because I'm brown, like, is it because
I don't think
and it's
so.
just like I'm like, damn, like I would hate to be a person like that, like where you're just like, yeah, and it's not to talk bad, but like also like older people, like I would hate to be an old grumpy old person where they just like look at you and it's just like, dude, like why, like
miserable.
Yeah, you're just like, I don't know, but then I've also got to a point where like if I've seen barbers in the street, and I'll be like, hey, like if I recognize them because I follow them or because I know who they are, I'm gonna say, hey, what's up, bro? But then they just feel so important that they're just like look at you and they just like keep walking. And it's like, fuck. I see you again. I'm not gonna say hi to you.
And you know what? I've learned that that's okay too. I feel like I'm not gonna lose sleep at night because no me saludas. It's like I'm like okay.
Yeah. Okay. And we've talked about it. Like, and I've said it in other podcasts. Like, hey, if if you see me on the street and we don't make eye contact, I probably didn't see you. So like.
Yeah, don't be offended. Don't take it personal because I probably didn't see you.
But if you come and say what up to me, I'm gonna like chop it up with you. Hey, how you been? You know, I'm gonna dab you up. I'm gonna, maybe like how's the shop going? He was like I ran into him on the street, like where I'm like driving. I'm at a stoplight, and the next thing like I hear like a little screaming and it's like honking. I look over, it's Am. His window's down. I say, "What's up, bro?" And that's cool. Like
Yeah, like I've always been one of the guys in the industry, so I'm like, you know what I mean? Like it's always been love. I can't tell you like me being female, it was so hard, but now that I'm well connected and I network with most of the barbers throughout Utah, the love that they have for me is like, it's maybe because I'm a woman, right? But like they always show me love and support. Always. I've been in this game for a long time. When first barber battles first started coming out in Utah, and I was like the only woman out there. Like I remember that, and they've always showed me love. Always showed me love.
Well, I'm glad that you said that too, because I have a similar. Like growing up, I was always like one of the guys. I was like a tomboy growing up. And so I always felt like I was one of the guys growing up. And so I feel like, in a way, I'm more connected to men because I was brought up around a lot of men in my life. And so I think that's interesting.
Men are easy, though. Yeah. Men are so easy. They're so chill. Like, I like, sometimes I know women think when guys are quiet that they're thinking about something. And you'll be like, I don't have, like, a honey, but I would be like, hey, hon, like, what are you thinking about? Nothing. What do you mean you're not thinking about nothing? And I'm all, really, why are you quiet? I'm just driving. No, what are you thinking about? And I get all mad, start throwing gang signs at him and everything. And I'm like, well, fine then. And he's like, okay. We're different. I feel like men are just like really easy and they just say what it is and that's it. You know what I mean?
Well, and I'm glad that you brought that up. You said that you didn't know if it was similar to women, like with the egos and stuff. And it really is really similar. So that was
worse?
Probably.
Well, and that was
probably.
That was one of the reasons.
Women try to one up each other all the time, and this is why we did We Are Her because I told the girls, look, because we're very supportive. You know what I mean? But women are very catty, like to one up. And so I told the girls, I said, actually at the event, I said, I hope that we have women in here that like to one up each other and are catty. I go, because I want them to be the same in the room with the women that are the opposite of that, where we encourage each other and we speak life in each other. I want them to see what that looks like. Because I'm like a big believer that like, when you're around people, it's like a domino effect. Everything echoes off of each other, and I feel like say she has a word and she always uses it, and then I start saying it. Yeah. Like, it's contagious. So that's why I wanted, like, kind of women that are haters to be in there with women that, are like us. So,
Yeah, we wanted to create change because there's a lot of that
in the industry. Come get some of this good energy.
Exactly. Yeah. And so I'm hoping that for the men, it'll be the same where men can tell each other, look, like, I know what that feels like. I know what you're going through. Don't give up. Push forward. And so I'm hoping the same.
Yeah.
Awesome. Where is it going to be held at? What's going to be the cost? Is there going to be other people? I know you guys said there's going to be a therapist there, right? Mm-hmm. Is there anybody else that's going to be hosting, maybe like speakers or?
So I think with this one, that's going to elevate it more. We have an actual men's fashion show. Okay. So I have a friend, Andre, and he puts on fashion shows throughout Utah. Okay. And so this one's special because I told him no women. And so we are going to have male models. I think we're going to have about 10 to 15. I'm not sure. And they are going to do modern, classy looks and tailored suits. The reason why I wanted to do this, Because when I see men in tailored suits and I see them looking suave and like, they look like they have power. They look like they are leaders, and they have they're confident. And I want men to take their leadership back. I want men to feel empowered. I want them to gain better confidence, because I don't know about you, but every time I'm out in public, I see men and they don't care about their aesthetics. They don't care about their shoes. They don't care about, like what they look like. They don't take time to, like, polish themselves up. I want men by the end of the day to be like, oh, I want to buy a suit. I'm going to take my wife out. I'm going to tell her to dress really nice, and I'm going to wear a suit for my wife. For me, but for my wife. This is why a lot of people don't show up for themselves anymore.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to impress anybody. I need to show up for me, because if there's not a good Beck, if I'm not showing up for myself, I'm not a good mom. I'm not a good sister. I'm not a good anything, because I don't know how to show up for myself.
Yeah.
So the men's fashion, that's what I want, is for men to like feel empowered again and take their leadership back.
Yeah.
When you look good, you feel good.
When you feel good, you look good. You look good, you feel good. Yeah.
I've always said things like this. Like, the other day I was cleaning some shoes. It was like a Wednesday, and the wife's like, "Oh, what do we have going on? Like, why are you cleaning your shoes?" I'm like, "I'm just cleaning them because and it's the same thing. Like, this goes to any and personal, right? Like any barbers or anyone, that if the way you present yourself is also the way the clientele you're gonna get, right?
First impressions are everything.
So if you want like clean clientele where they come in showered, you know how it is.
Put deodorant on.
Cutting people with they hop off the chair and it's just like, oof, that's the clientele you're gonna attract, right?
Mm-hmm.
But if you sit there and you take care of yourself, you get your beard done, clean yourself up. You're setting also an example for those people that come through the door. This guy's nice, and he's nice, clean, and it smells good in here. Or like, oh, he don't smell like BO. And I'm I like to collect like cologne, and that's my thing. It's just the way you smell, right?
Mm-hmm.
I feel like in same thing for women or for men, right?
Mm-hmm.
I just think the way you present yourself is key. You definitely get more clientele that way.
Yeah, we had a discussion at the shop actually last week about how we present ourselves, and I was telling them, I always dress up because first my clientele is very high end, and so especially like if my prices are a little higher, I really need to show up and I need to be professional.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Sometimes I dress down, not very often, but I mostly I like dress up like I'm going to church or I'm going to dinner.
Yeah.
Like I wear dresses at the barber shop. Like I do, But it's just like that thing, like I gotta show up for myself. So when I do it, I'll have days where I don't feel good, and I'll even dress up even more because I need to feel better.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so, and I feel like the clients appreciate, when I'm nice and polished,
Because, I've told this to one guy that that worked with me. Like, dude, like, you gotta clean up them. Like, you want to wear some white Air Forces and have hair all over, and they're not white. They're all like, and it's like, this is something that I tell everyone. You can have a white T-shirt, you can have some shorts, but if the haircut is not, if you don't have a clean fade and the shoes ain't clean, it goes with the
outfit. It's part of the outfit.
So like, if you don't have a clean haircut and the shoes ain't clean,
don't go out. Just stay home.
But you could like I'm telling you, you can have a nice clean cut and just some nice shoes,
some sweats,
and whatever. And you're gonna look good.
And as long as you got a haircut.
Yeah, I've always said that.
Haircut is part of the outfit. I tell my clients, he's like, Beck, I went out last week and I didn't feel right. I go, it's because you were dressed to the night and your hair wasn't done. They're like, exactly.
Yeah.
Well, my friends, they sometimes they'll dread going out with me because they know if I come that they have to get ready, that they have to dress up. They're like, uh-oh, she's coming. Because I always present myself like a certain way. I always dress up.
Yeah, me too.
I get, you know, I take care of my hair and everything, my nails.
They call me Princess Rebecca.
Yeah.
Princess,
I'm always extra.
They're like, Princess. Oh, we're waiting on Princess. Because if we go anywhere, I ask for a tall cold glass. And if they don't have coasters, I'm like, do you guys have coasters? And my friends just look at me. I'm like, what? They're like, oh, Princess. Oh, the princess over here is so funny.
Yeah. Kind of going back into that, it's the same thing. Like, you walk into a place and you see someone that's dressed really well, and you see the person next to them, and they're dressed like with like flip flops, or they're dressed with like sandals. I'm like, this guy kind of seems like he doesn't want to be here. I'm gonna go with this guy better, you know. So that's just
it speaks volume.
Yeah.
And that's why I wanted the men's event. I want men to start taking care of themselves instead of take care of yourself a little more.
And it
goes a long way. You can be bro, I mean, like, if you're ugly and you're confident, you're attractive.
The thing too is, though, you don't need to spend crazy amount of money to look good or to smell good.
I'm at every clearance rack.
It's crazy, and I'm not afraid to speak about it. But when I was growing up, my mom would dress us from the DI. My mom would dress us.
And now it's popular to go to the DI.
And you'd get made fun of in school because
that was me too.
You know, you wouldn't have. I would have the Shaq version Air Force Ones instead of the Nike Air Force Ones, or you would have the Air Adidas Superstars instead of the Adidas. You know, but I just feel like it doesn't cost. It's not expensive to be able to dress well and to even look good. You can, just like I said, just a nice clean T-shirt, iron,
as long as you're clean,
and you're good.
Yeah.
And like you said, confidence. I think confidence. You know,
confidence is the best accessory every time.
Yeah. And where did we talk?
No,
where's it going to be held? Where's this?
It's going to be at Empire Downtown Lounge, 24th Street in Ogden.
Okay. And you guys said all ages, right?
Yeah. Well, teens and up. We probably don't want nobody younger than that because I don't think they're going to understand.
No young kids.
Yeah, we don't want kids. Like, nothing probably younger than, like, 15.
Okay.
Probably 15. Because 15, I feel like that's when they start to struggle more.
Yeah.
And it's black and white.
Black and white is the dress code.
Attire. Yep.
Dress to impress.
Dress to impress.
We don't want nobody in jeans, T-shirts.
Shorts.
Yeah, no, I don't want nobody coming in there. Yeah, dressing. I want men to feel like, I want everyone in the room, like, classy, like, it's three levels.
Any, like, logos, like, straight?
No, we want men to look dressed to impress. It is 3 floors. On the bottom floor, we will hold the fashion show. And on top, that's when we'll have our guest speakers. Okay. We're going to provide some tacos. We're going to have some food. Some drinks.
Live DJ.
Yeah, we have a live DJ.
Awesome. Cost?
$60.
$60 to get in.
Yes.
Okay. Does that include?
And it comes with the food.
Okay.
And the drinks and the speakers.
I like that. That's awesome.
And the fashion show. So it includes all of it for $60.
Okay. One more question. About what was it? I did have one. Where do you guys see this event in the future, in the next few years? How do you guys see, like, what's your guys' like? You guys plan on going bigger? Do you guys plan on staying small?
I want to stay small, and the reason why it's intimate. People are bonding, having conversations, real conversations. If it gets too big, I feel it's not intimate anymore.
Okay.
So we're gonna. I think the goal is to keep it small. We have talked about that.
Yeah.
Even with this one, and it's best to keep it small.
When I think with this venue, it's really small, so we may open it up to get a little bit bigger, but not much. We still like the intimate feel.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's where my question is going. How many people? Like, because obviously you don't want to wait last minute to get into this event. You wanna try to secure your spot.
Yes.
So, what day is the event on?
November 2nd.
November 2nd. So you have, it's a little over 2 months.
Yeah, so actually,
it's like 5 weeks away now, I think.
Tickets open
Oh, yeah,
up.
because we're already end of September,
we're announcing,
kind of.
Yeah, so tickets open up September 26th, so next Friday.
But we are announcing the ticket drop on the 22nd on Monday.
Event, right?
So tomorrow, right? Tomorrow we're doing the...
September 26th.
We're announcing it. We're announcing the ticket drop, but the 26th is Friday.
It's
next Friday is when we'll have it open. But we only have 30 slots.
30 slots.
30.
That is it.
Okay.
Once they are sold, that is it.
And we sold out of our women's event.
We sold out, and we know people were trying to get tickets after it was sold out.
Long.
And that's what our feedback was, is like, oh, I waited and I didn't get to go. And I can't tell you how many people wish they would have gone, and how many people actually that day or the next day, when's the next one? And we're like, whoa.
They're still asking us when's the next one.
Yeah.
That's awesome. And this is a question I always ask for, to everyone. If you could have one superpower, what would that be? We'll start off with you.
Not to gain weight.
Not to gain weight. That'd be your superpower.
My super, I don't know. I don't like that word because I feel like that's selfish, and I don't want to do that. Like I have like a hope, maybe a superpower, but like a hope.
Okay.
Where I feel like whatever we're doing now, that people can get what we're doing and create something, and that there's longevity and it keeps going, so we can help people heal.
Okay. So yeah, I mean, it could be any, like, maybe you could have a super, then that's a gift, right?
Okay, there you go.
So
Superpower. I hope that what I'm doing is influential.
Yeah. Okay. So you're like an example. My mom, she has a gift, right? She has a gift to, they call her, like if a kid is espantado, like if they're scared, she has that gift to help the little kids get better, right? Si están empachados, I don't know if you guys know what that is, where, they feel their stomach, So my mom has that, like, she knows how to, like, fix people with, like, an egg, like if they're having headaches, So every time I have, like, I gotta go to my mom's, and, like, she does the whole egg thing, and she, and I feel good after. I feel, but so I think a superpower for me would be, like, being able to have multiple of me. That way I can,
that's a good one.
Cause like,
so influential too.
Imagine, like,
you would say influential too.
Like imagine, like, if I could be 20 of myself, I would open up 20 barbershops, or not,
be more 20 places, help
exactly,
more people.
and be helping people. So that would be mine.
And I
feel like it's the same.
Yeah, and I kind of feel like I do have a superpower. I feel like I have the power of healing, and I'll usually. I've been told I have, like, a calming presence, and I have the patience of a monk. I've been told. So I think I'm a natural healer. So I think I'm in people's lives, and they're in my life for a reason. So.
Okay, that's awesome. Well, I think, is there anything else you guys would want to
I think we
mention, or
everything?
Follow at We Are Utah.
We Are Utah.
On
We are
Instagram.
Utah.
All right.
And that's where you can find all updated information, ticket drop, all the event details, as well as guest speakers and what to kind of look out for coming up. You could also follow our individual pages. I'm at Slay Beauty on all my platforms.
And Hey Beck
Awesome.
On Instagram.
And then if you need to book a service, go to slay-beauty.com.
Okay. I think that's going to be it for this episode. I really hope you guys, whoever watches this, there's going to be only 30 spots for this event, right? 30 spots?
30
Is that
spots.
correct?
30, that's
30
it.
spots. And I think they're going to go, I think once people know what this event is really about, I actually have a really good friend that I think I want to give this to. And I think he would definitely want to be there.
I like that you said that, because if someone can't come and they want to, like, purchase a ticket for someone, that'd be awesome.
Yeah, I would definitely would want him to go to this. I think he would benefit a lot off of it, and he's a really cool person. Like, he's out there, he has really good vibes, and I think this would be really, really great for him. But yeah, only 30 spots. for this event, so make sure you guys go get your tickets. They're going to be dropping soon. But I hope you guys like this episode. Y como dice mi compa Beto, disgusting boys. All right.
Woo!
All set.